Hey, y'all. Ask Dr. Kirk, episode 5, take 2. Wow. So, from the beginning, when we first opened up questions, we got lots of questions about vaccinations, lots of broad questions, lots of specific questions, lots of pointed questions. I'm actually going to give credit today to my buddy Terry in Tiff County. I promised him I'd be able to address some of these things today. So here we go. First off, let me say, guys, wow, what a hot button topic. This thing's hotter than the devil's toenail clippings, but here we go. I'll say that I am not anti-vaccine and I am not pro-vaccine, and neither should you be. So hopefully that will make sense by the end of this video on what I mean by that. But our country, unfortunately, you all know I don't like making political statements or controversial statements or even making any kind of social commentary. But unfortunately, I think it's kind of unavoidable when it comes to examining what's going on with the topic of vaccinations today. So whether we're talking right, left, whatever, red, blue, this, that, it's a whole bunch of nonsense of the I'm anti this, and so everything is terrible. Blah, blah. And then on the other side, well, I'm pro this, so everything is awesome. And that's just dumb, y'all, because y'all know, the world, exists in the middle on most things. Yeah, God created, of course, a clear good and evil. There's no gray area on that one. But those terms are starting to get blurred, and there's powers out there that want those terms to be blurred. But I'm simply going to say this, okay? So vaccinations should not be an all or nothing discussion like y'all are making it. So first off, the vaccination schedule that the United States undergoes and has been evolving and for some time now, besides maybe the invention of the microscope or germ theory, is the most successful medical intervention ever invented by mankind. And it's honestly not even arguable. We're a first world country. We don't suffer from all these diseases that ravage third world countries to this day. We don't suffer from the complications of measles or rubella or mumps or hepatitis. Oh my gosh, y'all. Do you realize how many people die every year globally from hepatitis? It's in the millions. Compared to the United States, for example, which is in the thousands, and that is a direct result of our lifestyle, our sanitation work, and our availability of vaccinations and medical intervention. So just one example. But here's the deal, is that vaccinations undergo science. And as a scientist, we stack these wonderful studies that show its efficacy, its safety, its testing, so that it can be safe for the public. And on certain vaccinations, I have folders. Your healthcare provider has folders with stacks this big that they're willing to go through for you and show you the safety of certain things. So, but I understand we are also, as physicians and scientists, lifelong learners, and we are supposed to listen to the science because it's always evolving. And that's how science and medicine works. I mean, otherwise I'd be a dude still throwing penicillin and leeches at everything, which actually sounds kind of cool. I think I might open a clinic with leeches and penicillin. Don't take my idea. But anyway, I get the trepidation of some folks, okay? Look, I know what we just went through. I know that there's a lot of distrust that we are fighting on a daily basis from recent pandemic times. But to now take those feelings and then now totally label everything as voodoo nonsense is wildly dangerous. And that's not even an appropriate use of logic. So, that's like us, that's throwing the baby out with the bath water. Is that the phrase? Throwing the baby against the turnbuckle. I'm not good with sayings. That's okay. Let's put it this way. That's like if we went to a church function and someone served potato salad, okay, and everybody that ate the potato salad got crazy ill. They got horrible gastroenteritis coming out of each end. It caused some people to even be hospitalized and even some deaths. And from that, you go, That potato salad, man, that got some people. You know what? Let's boycott food. All food is bad. No more food. It's crazy, right? That's exactly what's happening right now in society. So I understand. And I also understand as a provider when I have this wonderful stack to show you the efficacy of this certain vaccine. And then you come to me and another vaccine that we want to talk about has a folder that's like that. I mean, I totally get your unease. I'm uneasy too. I'm a scientist going by the data collected as well. So this is why on an individual basis, there's room for us to talk about these things, okay? And there's room to talk about the one that's got a stack this big too. That's how science works. I'm excited about all the stuff that's still going on. There is some studies out there now talking about the actual schedule itself. Is there too many vaccines going on within this certain age group that may be a little bit too much for a young system and all that stuff? That's exciting stuff. I can't wait to see what comes out of that. The schedule may change. The schedule's changed before. This is how science works. We find the evidence and we evolve. But until then, we practice on the best evidence available. And so, as a consumer of medical science, I want you to be a smart consumer of medical science, okay? And that takes some work. I know that the regular person doesn't just to go off and takes a quantitative or qualitative analysis class and learns how to critique a study. Okay, guess what? We were forced to. Terrible, awful class. I mean, it was a great class if my professor's watching. That teaches us how to break down a study and see what's the strength of that study. Who did the study? I'm never going to show you a folder that says like, NutraSweet is going to kill you. And then on page 2, it was written by Mr. Splenda. Well, yeah, that's clearly a biased study, right? We comb through those things and we find out who's the actual person behind it. Was it a double-blinded study? What's the reliability and the validity of this study? These are the kind of things that we do, and we want you to be a smart consumer of that science, or turn to us who can show you how to, or go through the stuff for you. I'm willing to do that. Your healthcare provider is willing to carve out that time and help you see this, or at least they should be, so that you can make wise medical decisions on things. Guess what, guys? There's powers out there that don't want you to think like an individual. They don't want you to critique the research. They don't want you to know how to consume medical information in a smart way. I'm going to get this video taken down. Anyway, let us help you. Learning things by what's on your social media feed is just wildly wrong. Just going with a group and saying, well, they believe this, so I'm going to believe this, is also wildly wrong. And yes, I see the irony in the fact that I'm telling you, don't get your medical information from social media as I deliver you this message with social media. I get it. Hopefully you won't hold that against me. But in the realm of the vaccination kind of things, I just simply want to say that we need to be smart consumers of science. The science is out there, and then we can critique it and show you the safety and efficacy of certain things. But don't, when we find one that maybe is a little, don't take that brush now and paint that totally over all of it, because that is where we start getting into some danger. So I just very simply ask you, don't throw the baby out with the horse's mouth with the chickens hatching, or whatever the phrase is. You know what I'm saying? Help use us. This is what we're here for. So hopefully that answered y'all's questions. I know I didn't talk about specifics. I'm not gonna. I want you to come to us and let's talk about the individual things. But my simple warning today is that we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. That was it. All right. Love y'all. Mean it. I just simply want you to be a smart consumer of science and question things. You should question things. That's a healthy thing. Just make sure that we're doing it in a smart and scientific manner, and we can help you on that. Question everything. It's okay to question me. Fact check me. I need it. As a scientist, I'm supposed to be held to a standard to make sure that I'm on the latest and greatest in the most current literature. So trust me, our egos are built to take it. question us. That's awesome. You ain't got to go very far to find out that I made a B in physics. You want me launching space shuttles? Not even kinda. Climb on in, spaceman. We'll figure it out. Be a smart consumer of things, guys. I hope this helps. Pray it didn't hurt. But this was Ask Dr. Kirk. Please keep them coming, y'all. I'm getting to them as quick as I can. I love these questions, y'all, and I love y'all. And more importantly, Jesus loves you. So mahalo nui loa. I'll see you guys at the next one. Ciao.